Hello students, I am Harshala Datte, Senior Lecturer of Department of Computer Engineering. In this video lecture, I am going to teach you firewall configuration and limitation. In previous video lecture, we have seen the firewall concept and the types of firewall, that is packet filtering router, application level gateway and circuit level gateway. So using the packet filtering router and the application level gateway, we are going to see the combination of these to form the firewall configuration and also limitations. The unit outcomes. After learning this video lecture, you will explain the concept of given type of firewall configuration. The learning outcomes are firewall configuration. There are three configurations: screen host firewall, single home bastion; screen host firewall, dual home bastion; screen subnet firewall; firewall limitations, and a DMZ, that is Demilitarized Zone. Next, there are three firewalls: screen host firewall single home bastion, screen host firewall dual home bastion, and screen subnet firewall. Let us see one by one. The screen host firewall single home bastion. This firewall setup consists of two parts: packet filtering router and application level gateway. You can see that in this firewall, the internet is directly connected to packet filtering router, then application level packet filtering router connected to application level gateway, and it is connected to internal network. So in internal network perimeter, there is a packet filtering router and application level gateway. But you can easily observe that the packet filter router is also directly connected to the internal network. So any packet received from the internet can come to packet filter and can go to the internal network. Or there is another way: any packet come to received by the internal network can come to packet filtering router, after that application level gateway, and then internal network. So packet filter ensures that the incoming traffic is allowed only if it is destined for the application gateway by examining the destination address field of every incoming IP packet. The application gateway performs the authentication and the proxy function. But there is one disadvantage: if any attacker compromise or attack on the packet filtering router, then your internal network is open for the internet. Let us see the advantage and disadvantage of this. The advantage is that this configuration implements both packet level and application level filtering. So it allows flexibility in defining the security policy. Why flexibility? Because we have two options: either use only firewall packet filtering router, or use packet filtering router as well as application level gateway. An intruder must generally penetrate two separate systems. The disadvantages: the main problem with this configuration is that if the packet filter router gets compromised, then the entire network will be compromised. To overcome this drawback of the single host firewall single home bastion, screen host firewall single home bastion, this second configuration comes in picture: screen host firewall dual home bastion. Why dual home? Because you can observe that there is no direct link between packet filter router and the internal host. All the packet must receive by the packet filter first, then all the packet must go to the proxy server, that is application level gateway, then it will go to the internal host. So there is a two layers of the security that was absent in the previous configuration. That's why here is a dual home, two steps. In this, direct connection between internal host and packet filter is avoided. Instead, packet filter is connected only to application gateway, which in turn has a separate connection with the internal host. Therefore, even if the packet filter is attacked, only the application gateway is visible to attacker, and internal host are protected. But if packet filter as well as and after that application gateway is attacked, then your internal host is exposed. The third configuration is the screen subnet firewall. You can see that there is three levels of highest security, three levels of security. All internet is connected to packet filtering router. In internet network perimeter, there are three firewalls. First is the packet filtering router, then application level gateway, then again packet filtering. There are two types of filtering is performed on each packet. So it is the most secure one. So here two packet filters are used, one between internet and application level gateway, as previously we see in dual home bastion, and another between application level gateway and the internal network. There are 3 levels of security for an attacker to break into. So if attacker want to attack on the internal host, it will have to first attack on the first packet filter router, then application level gateway, then again the attacker have to compromise packet filter, then only he can attack on the internal host. That's why this is the best and highest secure firewall configuration, screen subnet firewall. The advantages are 3 levels of defense to intruders. Also, the outside router advertises only the existence of the screen subnet to the internet. Internal network is invisible to the internet. So, what are the firewall limitations? Though it has a very firewall has the advantages, there are many disadvantages also. We are going to see one by one here. First, firewall cannot protect against what has been authorized. Also, it cannot stop the social engineering attack or unauthorized user intentionally using their access or unwanted purpose. Firewall cannot fix poor administrative practices or poorly secured policies. Also, it cannot stop the attack if the traffic does not pass through them. So, if we want the security of the firewall, we have to pass the traffic through the firewall only. They are only as effective as the rules are configured and enforced. We have to change the rules continuously to becoming the firewall effective. If there is no management or configuration of firewall properly, then there is no use. So these are all the limitations of the firewall. So how you can implement a firewall? So there is a one way, demilitarized zone. Firewall can be arranged to form a DMZ. So what is DMZ? DMZ is required only if the organization has a server that it needs to make available to the outside world. So in DMZ is what? DMZ in demilitarized zone, we kept all the servers into that zone, and all the data servers, all the service servers are in DMZ, and all the data servers are kept separated in an internal network to protect it. The DMZ is required only if the organization has a server that it needs to make available to the outside world. For this, firewall has at least 3 network interfaces. One interface connects the internal private network, second connects to the external public network, and third connects to the public servers. So the important data is kept aside to protect, and only the server for the request service are in the we keep in the DMZ zone. So all the traffic goes to the DMZ zone. So all the data which is to protected in the internet network will be secured using this type of organization, demilitarized zone organization. The advantages of DMZ. The main benefit of DMZ is to provide internal network with an additional security layer by restricting access to the sensitive data and the server. The DMZ enables the website visitor to obtain certain services while providing the buffer between them and the organization private network. All the requested are DMZ works as a proxy server for all the requests that it received from the internet. Thank you.